There we go. There we go. So welcome everybody. I'm extremely excited for this interview with Duren Harmon, senior on our EXP organization, and we're going to dig into why Duren, as a 26-year military veteran, decided to join EXP and come on board with our organization. And I'm excited. We were chatting before we went live here, and Duren was sharing some great stories and experiences from his military days and how they relate to real estate, whether it's sales production or organizational building. And it's why I know that Duren is going to be incredibly successful here. So before we get started, if you're excited to learn a little bit about Duren and his experiences and why he came over, do us a big favor and hit the like button or the heart button if you're on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified of new live sessions like this. If you're watching on LinkedIn, hit the like or the light bulb button. So Duren is actually, just a quick background here. I mentioned already, 26-year military veteran, and we're going to get into that experience because that's what we were talking about before. And full transparency, I don't even know a lot of Duren's backstory. And just when we were talking backstage for a few minutes, it was really cool to learn some of about that. We're going to get into that. He's actually licensed in 3 states, I believe, right? 3 states.
Well, yeah. My licenses in Georgia and Florida are inactive now.
Okay.
Because I think we're gonna make this home. So
gotcha. And home being Maryland, which is also where you grew up, if I remember correctly, right?
That's
close
correct.
to Maryland Eastern Shore. Right on. So why don't we just get into it? First of all, I guess confirm with everybody where you're from, and specifically, I like at the beginning to let people know from a referral perspective. Somebody has a client that maybe is looking to move or sell in your area. Where would be where exactly in Maryland, and how would they best get in touch with you as far as that goes?
Yeah, I'm actually here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Okay.
But I recruit for the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So up here in this area, Bethesda, Silver Spring, Bowie, anywhere like that. Baltimore, I'll do referrals to Baltimore.
Okay.
Some of the other places in Virginia, I'll probably do referrals for that. But normally, right up here in my area, specifically, I'm by Andrews Air Force Base.
Okay.
So my wife, works on Andrews Air Force Base and also the Pentagon. So, we're back and forth to those places.
Perfect. Okay. So let's get into, well, first of all, I should have said this at the beginning. Thank you for your service, you and your wife. You said you met your wife. You were both in recruiting in the military, and you were sharing some great stories and experiences. So why don't we unpack that a little bit? Let everybody know a little bit about those experiences and how they relate to or led you to get your real estate license, and then eventually get jump on board with us here at EXP.
Oh yeah. So the last 15 years of my military life, I actually was a recruiter, and I've actually recruited on the West Coast, the East Coast. I was in charge of major teams, and so I was in charge of all the conferences. So I had to actually do all the setup and everything for the conferences, book all the trainings, secure all the rooms, make sure I had all the instructors, all that. So anyway, my wife, she was actually recruiting out of Massachusetts, and so I had a recruiter up there, and I used to go see. I was single at the time, and so we just kind of connected that way.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history, I should say. But recruiting for me in the military, we were actually trained by a civilian company. It's called the Brooks Group, and we were trained in what's called the impact selling system. And so the impact selling system enables you to recruit, people anywhere. You can apply it to anything.
Sure.
And so so once you became a master in an impact selling system, then you would actually go ahead and sell uh, physicians, dentists, uh, non-prior service, prior service. Didn't really matter what you were selling. You can do it. So before I retired, I got my real estate license. I said, well, let me go ahead and apply a lot of this to real estate since I was in sales in the military.
Sure.
So I said, so let me go ahead and do that. And then hold on. I'm getting some feedback here. Hold on. Okay, yep. I'm sorry. So anyway, so I said I transitioned out of the Air Force after 20 some years. I think it was 26 years. I always tease. I said it's 25 years, 10 months. 7 days, 3 hours, but who's counting? But so anyway, I transitioned out of the military and I went into real estate, and then I went with Caldwell Banker at the time, and I was only getting 55% commission. Oof. Now, yeah, it was terrible. So I worked there for like, I think 6 months, and then I transitioned to another local company that they were at 65%. And so, but you had the potential to get up to 70. Okay. But they gave you a lot of support. And then I went over to Keller Williams when Keller Williams came into town, and then Keller Williams had the 70-30 split. And so I knew we were going to be relocating because my wife was in the military. So I went on and we moved to Tampa, to Florida. And so there I stayed with Keller Williams, but I didn't like the office setting like I did in Georgia. So then I said, okay, this is not going to work. So I went to a 100% agency, which is great. They had good training, 100%, but they were still charging the other fee, like the $4.95 transaction fee. So I did that. Then I found another 100% agency to went to, but I was just doing deals here and there. I wasn't really, taking massive action because I had a pension. And so, but then when I obviously moved up here, I was at a 100% agency in Maryland. And then I learned about EXP, met you, and looked at some of your trainings and some of the things you were doing. I was really impressed. I said, hey, I think I'm going to come on board with EXP. Now I'm in the process where I want to take massive action on this because, like I said before, it took me 26 years to get a pension, and my wife is in the military. She's 30 years and, to get a pension. And so with EXP, I got a pension. I got a pension like, this year. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I have that referral income, and being able to help other people in the process as well is going to be tremendous. So I'm happy about how it's actually progressing and everything that we've got planned and what we're going to do. So we're going to take a massive action here. I may even bring my wife in to be an agent as well. Yeah. So
I want to give you kudos because you not only you decided and took action quickly. You've been really putting in a lot of work to build systems and things that can help to support and help create duplication with your organization, which is key to any organization, right? You also were, I think you've set a record in my organization as far as bringing on someone quickly. I think you've got the record in my group as bringing on the your first agent into your organization faster than anyone else. So kudos there. One of the stories or the things we were talking about before, which I would love for you to share with everybody, is how you were you would be brought in to help. If I have this correct, you were kind of brought in to help other recruiters hit their numbers. Yes. And you had a little tactic and even sort of challenge that you would throw out to folks. And I thought that was really neat when you were sharing that story for two reasons. Number one, obviously that you were able to do that. And number two, it has a lot of application to both selling real estate and both building an organization as a recruiter. So why don't you tell everybody that sort of backstory and how you would help them hit their targets.
Right. Yeah. So throughout my recruiting career, one of the things that I learned is that the no longer interested people or the file. I said when I go on what we call a joint call audit. So a joint call audit is actually when you go into a recruiter's office, you sit down with them, and you go through their data, the information, the database to see how they've been progressing with their leads. And one part of their lead set is the NLIs, which is no longer interested.
Yeah.
So I would always tell a recruiter that I could make goal, and a recruiter could have a goal of say 5 a month, 5 applicants or prospects a month that they had to bring in. And I would tell them, hey, I can make goal without basically
without any fresh blood, without any fresh.
Right. And they wouldn't believe it. But when I would go look at their no longer interested file, they had hundreds of people who were no longer interested. And the thing is, you have all their contact information. So before I would leave that recruiter's office for the day, because normally when you go do a joint call, depending on where you're at, it could be a 2 or 3 day process. And so before I left home, I would go ahead and send an email to all those no longer interested prospects, just letting them know, hey, we're clearing out our system. Want to know if you were still interested in joining the Air Force. And next thing you know, the recruiter's calling me back. All these people are contacting them. It's like, hey, how did you do that? What did you do? What did you say? And so what it showed them and it showed me was that life happens to people. And a lot of times they may still be interested, but they just may be interested at that time. But if you continue and you have a follow-up system, then you're able to still always plug into people when they're ready to buy or they're ready to join. It's not about when I want you to buy or I want you to sell. I just want to be there when you're ready for it. And so that's why you have to have that presence of mind and keep yourself relevant and letting people know that you're there for them.
100%. So this ties perfectly into, one of my core beliefs and principles is that we, in our production business or sales business, we've got to be consistently building a database of future business, of future clients. But I have a database right now where I could do exactly what Duren did. I could put no more fresh blood in and just every month focus on re-engaging with the old leads who were interested at some point and simply asking, hey, are you still interested in buying a home in Cumberland County or in Central PA? Are you still interested in selling your home in blank area? In fact, that's a script that I first learned from a guy by the name of Dean Jackson, who's like a legendary marketer in the real estate space. It's a strategy that works great. It's something you can use every month with, a certain age of prospects, or you could use every couple of months with your entire database of people that they're in there. They were interested, but just, whatever, like you said, life happens, things change, and we don't have direct control over their motivation and their tipping point. Same goes if you're building an organization. You're having conversations with agents and life happens, things change, right? And so going back to people that you had a conversation with 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, and asking them, hey, are you still interested in, and whether it's, just broadly, are you still interested or considering EXP? Or maybe what triggered the conversation was something that we offer in our organization, a program that we offer or something. So for example, are you still interested in learning more about our Home Boss selling system or our cash offer, stellar lead generation, right? And so that is it's such a simple idea, but we get lost in, and I think this is in any business, we put a lot of focus and energy into the new, right? The new. There's gold in the old, right? There's gold in the old season. And a better way to put it is seasoned, right?
Yes.
The database becomes seasoned, and there's always going to be people that, they were interested at some point.
Yes.
So, logic would tell you that they might, a certain percentage of them, might be interested now again. So that's a great principle. And as I want to kind of wrap up here in the next few minutes. As we do that, maybe just highlight what were, the top 3, 4, whatever reasons that you decided to make the switch to EXP. You hit on a little bit, but to make the switch to EXP, and then maybe, why our organization? Because, we're going like crazy. There's lots of options with EXP. What was it about what we're doing that that got you excited?
I think the one thing that got me excited about EXP, once you look at the model, it just made sense. And I know there was other people that approached me before you with EXP, and but what you had going on in your organization and the training and just all the videos that you've done and created, showing that you really are concerned about everyone's growth. It's not just about obviously just you. It's about everyone else. And so
Yeah.
when you see somebody giving like that, then you want to be a part of that, because that's what I want to do. I want to just give. I just want to help people be successful. And obviously, and me helping them be successful, then I'm more successful.
Yeah.
The other reason I joined, because again, I want to have that other residual income coming in. I want to have, I don't want to always be a transactional agent. I just closed the deal yesterday, and so it got, that was great. And it was so smooth. Oh my gosh, it was unbelievable smooth. And I'm just so grateful just to be here, just to be able to see this process in action. And there's so much learning in the EXP. Is so much information, and to actually go through a transaction and complete the transaction. I have another one. I just got another ratified contract. So, and then I have another one I'm going to be writing. So it's exciting to just put it in these numbers, but having it a cloud based. I just was in a meeting today before we got on the Maryland meeting, and just amazed. I can go right to the office right here on my computer.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Everything with this company just makes sense to me. I'm trying to find something that doesn't make sense, but everything makes sense, and everyone listens, and everybody provides that feedback that you need. So
Yeah.
it was a no brainer, because I was at KW before, and I was over at Caldwell Banker, and so I've done all the big companies and trying to find what fit, and this right here fits me perfectly,
Yeah.
because
Well,
I can be anywhere in the world. So
yeah, you hit on some great points there. I'm just going to summarize. I was having a conversation with a team leader this morning, who's looking at EXP and our organization, and the way they have created a model that incentivizes going down and helping everyone.
yes,
He directly expressed the fact that he's been with other brokerages, and it's frustrating to him how that's broken, and how he can't understand how so many of those other brokerages have so many agents who are struggling,
yes,
that want to succeed and will put in the work, but they're not getting the information, the help, the support,
right,
and the technology to make it happen. And so,
yes,
I think both of us by nature are giving and want to make a difference, but the financial incentive that is layered on with that, with the way this
yes,
model is structured, I mean, it's a beautiful marriage of two worlds there. And I so resonate as well with you, the not wanting to be forever on the transaction treadmill,
right,
right? To do transactions out of choice, not out of necessity. And that's,
yes, yes,
with this model, that's what we're afforded. So in closing, what I would say is, if you're curious, if you'd like more information, and you just want to learn more about what we're doing, and what this model looks like, reach out to either of us. Duren has built a fantastic, informative site that you can go check out, and find out more about him, and what he's doing with his group in our organization. That's durenharmon.work. It's on below there. If you want to chat with me, it's growwithjosh.com/chat. I will tell you whether it's with me or with Duren. We're not going to, I hope you already realize, we're not going to hard sell you. This isn't us trying to convince you to do something. When I have a phone call with somebody, when Duren has a phone call with somebody, it's about providing you with the information so you can make an informed decision, about the best choice for you and your business, both short term and long term. We both wholeheartedly believe in the model. I've looked for the holes. I've tried to poke holes in it. There's nothing to poke, right? I'm
right,
an
right,
EXP lifer, but it may not be the best fit for you. But what we'll do is help you make the best decision for you, and for your family, and for your business, and for your legacy. So we'd be happy to chat. Reach out. We're both on social media. We're not that hard to find. We'd be happy to chat. Duren, thanks for spending some time here on a Friday, sharing
No
your
worries.
story. And again, thank you for your service. And I'm excited to watch you grow and build something awesome here.
All right. So thank you. Thank you
All
for your
right.
support.
Yeah, right on. Take
All
care,
right.
everybody.
All right.
Hopefully we'll chat real soon, and have a great weekend.
All right.